Morning, YouTube. Your man George Page coming to you live on YouTube. Well, like I said, I'm gonna do some like a little body bit of content. And before you, I have a legend. If you grew up like I did in the '90s, one of the most popular shows that came on was American Gladiators, and it was one of the few shows that featured female bodybuilders as the stars. Like you had, great recognizable names like Zap and Gold and you can remember Nitro and all those guys. I mean, it was a popular show, and I think it was a show that really gave a new life to female bodybuilding. Because, like I said, many of the women who were gladiators on there, majority were female bodybuilders. Right about to the last few years of the series, they would switch to more physique and fitness level women, but pretty much for the good part of the first 3 or 4 years of the series before it ended, it was mostly female bodybuilders. But I have you before here one Miss Raye Hollit-Olson. She is a bodybuilder, not professional, but she is a bodybuilder. She was born April 17th of 1964 in Wilkes Barre, Pennsylvania. Now, um, Ray grew up in the Harvey's Lake, Penn, around Harvey Lakes, Pennsylvania, till she was 18. Now, she had a competitive spirit by playing sports like softball, basketball, field hockey, volleyball, and track and field. It's always the thing with a lot of female bodybuilders. Always, most of them have an athletic background. Some started off as it's just part of that. Bodybuilding is a sport, and many women who compete in it were at one point competed in other sports. Now, anyway, by 82, she followed the path of her life was leading. So she went to Venice Beach, California, to pursue a career in bodybuilding. And Venice Beach has always been known as the mecca for bodybuilding. Gold's Gym, World's Gym, Schwarzenegger. A lot of bodybuilders went there to start their career in bodybuilding back in the good part of the to the good part of the '60s up to the to now, pretty much. She went on like I said, but back then, the Venice was the mecca for bodybuilding, where many bodybuilding legends started their careers. She made her bodybuilding debut in '87 NPC Extravaganza, placing second as a heavyweight. She competed a couple more times in '88, and after that, she got her TV um, start in the series The American Gladiators, and in the same year she was in Blake Edwards' movie Skin Deep with the late John Ritter. Now, the this was the first motion picture to have a female bodybuilder in a sexual explicit scene. Now, if you ever seen Skin Deep, it's at that part where John Ritter, he meets her at a bar, and John Ritter goes to her house, and she comes in, she's in a posing suit, and he said, "What do you think?" It said, and he said to her, like, "I'm thinking like Mrs. Arnold Schwarzenegger," and I mean, and she gets butt naked, and there's like movie sex scenes are not that graphic compared to like porn, but it was the first time you seen a female bodybuilder in a sexual situation, and I feel that's one of the things that probably turned me on to female bodybuilding. But anyway, you know, in American Gladiator, she was known as Zap. That was her character on the series was so popular. She had, you know, several appearances on TV from Baywatch to uh, what's that? With shoot, what else? Talk shows like um, Montel Williams, Jenny Jones. She's been on. She was on Blossom's sitcom drama series Jag, where she played a female fighter pilot. In 1991, she took maternity leave during the second season of American Gladiator. The next year, she returned to Gladiators, also competed a couple of more times in bodybuilding. Her last show was the 1992 Nationals, where she placed sixth as a heavyweight. Now, after the American Gladiators ended in '95, Raye stayed steady with her career in acting and did some guest commentary for several bodybuilding competitions. But in 2001, she did a film about futuristic hero, what's the name? And Ray also had her own production project about the voyage of female Viking warrior, the Entourage. Ray lives in South Lake Tahoe, Nevada, with her third husband, and she has all her success to her competitive bodybuilding background, and now she's working as a massage therapist and personal trainer. Now that's pretty good. She's been, still today people will still call her Zap. I mean, if you see her, and like I said, Zap was just one of the favorite bodybuilders, favorite gladiators. I mean, if you ever watch the show, you know who your favorite was. Like Nitro and Zap, and like I said, it was a great show to watch. It was kind of a time where you had American Gladiators, you had a couple other shows. I think there was that. Remember that show Double Dare with kids, and that was like the closest thing that kids come to American Gladiators. Even there was on an episode of Family Matters when Steve and Carl went on the show together. That was a funny episode too. But anyway, her content history is kind of small. Like I said, she competed. Her first show was the NBC Extravaganza back in '87, when she took 7 weeks of heavyweight. Then she competed at the '88 Junior USA National Championships. She took 5th as heavyweight. She did pretty good. Her best showing was in '88 at the LA Championships, which took first place at heavyweight and then overall. Then, like I said, she started doing American Gladiator, and she, didn't compete for a long time, but she came back in '92 and competed in the NPC California Championships. Took second as a heavyweight, and then that same year she competed at the NPC Nationals and took 6th place as heavyweight. Now she was out for a good while because like I said, '91, '92 she took some maternity leave. She had a son with her first husband, and then she and then they got divorced. She married another guy who was a bodybuilding twin. He had a twin brother, and her husband brother was married to her co-star from American Gladiators, Gold, better known as Tanya Knight. Now he passed away some time ago after they got divorced, and I think they did have a child together. I don't know, maybe they had kids or anything like that, but I know she has that one son from her first husband, and she got married again a few years later. But like I said, she's still, like I said again, if you see Raye Hollit and you just see her face, she's not as built as she used to be because she's almost in the 60s, you might as well say, and you go say, oh, that's Zap. They should love your show. And like I said, this show really, at the height of female bodybuilding, like in the good part of the '90s, female bodybuilding was doing pretty good because of that show. People saw female bodybuilders in a different light from as being just like these women want to be mean or whatever else. That's what really brought up I think, the rise of the fetish and sex appeal towards female bodybuilders. So that show, American Gladiators. And really, those were the best years for female bodybuilders. So I think throughout a good part of the early to the mid to late '90s, when the show was still on. And I think popularity started waning after the show went off, but still, it was really a great show for if you want to be a female bodybuilder. You want to go on there. And I remember one time there was a show called Mike and Maddie back in the day, and they were going to try as a female bodybuilder for making Gladiator, and Denise Rostowski. You don't know who Denise Rostowski is. She's a bodybuilder, who competed in pro for about at least a year in the '90s, and she came second to Linda Murray back in '93, and she just disappeared. But she was on an episode of American Gladiators and competing to be on the show, but it never happened. But like I said, a long list of well-known bodybuilders have been on that show, and Raye and some others were just the legends. I mean, you can still see it now. You can find it some other channel, but I used to love the show. I still watch it today. But like I said, I'd like to thank Raye Hollit for being the inspiration for female bodybuilders and to give a new look and light to the sport in that time. It's your man George Page. Like, subscribe. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.